Hello. Okay. Aloha, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Trauma Recovery University. Thank you so much for being here. Are you in the right place? Who are we? I'm Athena Moberg, and this is Bobby Parrish, and we have had some technical difficulties this evening with sound, but we are here. And are you in the right place? If you are an adult survivor of childhood abuse, specifically childhood sexual abuse, then you are in the right place. We show up here every single week and we do live Q&A. And every week we have a different topic and we answer your questions. You tweet them in using the hashtag #NoMoreShame and we answer your questions. And everyone's already over on the Twitter stream supporting one another. I really want to give a very special welcome to Mandy. It's her very first time here with us tonight. And our entire community has just given her a very warm welcome. And I want to thank each and every one of you for doing that. So this week, we are so excited to have Bobby back with you, with us. Bobby was out last week, and when we get a chance to all hang out together every single week for 2.5 years, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, when one of us isn't here, we really miss having them here. So we're happy to have you back, Bobby.
Thank you.
We hope that you got all of our tweets that we sent you last week while we were anyway, we were sending you some love. So we're super excited to be here tonight, you guys. Like I said, we show up here every week with a different topic, and we support the global community of adult survivors of childhood abuse. And the way we get our topics is you send them to us. So we receive your topics either via email or you tweet us, or you send us a DM, or you find us on Facebook, you find us on social media in some way, or you send us an email. So this week's topic was recommended by one of you, and I really can't remember there were a few of you, but forgive me for not remembering exactly who it was that first recommended the topic of self-sabotage, but it has been quite the lively topic. Our research intern, Maggie, did a boatload of research on self-sabotage, and then Bobby and I, of course, and so many of you were at chat this morning. We have 3 Twitter chats a week. This is number 2 of 3 in the week, and we were all discussing self-sabotage, what it looks like, what is it, where does it come from, and how do we stop it? How do we stop self-sabotaging, and what does it look like? Sometimes self-sabotage shows up in our lives in the most curious ways, and it's kind of surprising the way that it shows up because it's counterintuitive. But as adult survivors of child abuse, we endured some crazy things that were outrageous, and they wore down on our self-esteem. They infiltrated our brains with all kinds of different messages that are not true. They're actually lies. It's our abuse lying to us, and then we buy into those lies, and then we get stuck in wrong thinking for years and years, and years turn into decades, and then here we are, full-blown adults, and we're still stuck in child thinking, or we're just doing the same things that we've been doing our whole entire lives, things that used to serve us when we were younger, but no longer serve us now, and it ends up sabotaging healthy relationships or job opportunities, or just a whole host of other amazing things that could happen to us and for us, but we either knowingly or unknowingly sabotage those things by the coping strategies that we've been using our whole entire lives. So that's kind of like a nugget or a breakdown of what self-sabotage is. And tonight's broadcast, we're going to go boom, 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 rapid fire fast and tell you how to not self-sabotage and help you. So I'm going
to have to tell them why we're going rapid fast, Athena.
Well, we had horrible sound difficulties tonight.
No, not that part. Where are you going?
Oh, such a dork. I'm going out to dinner because it's my birthday.
Yes.
So it's my birthday tonight.
Happy birthday to Athena.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yes, yes. If we could, we would all show up on your doorstep and beg for candy.
I would love that. That would be the best birthday present ever if you guys all just sort of showed up and we all could hang out and kumbaya together. Maybe we could all go trick-or-treating together. Oh my goodness, that'd be fun. But having a birthday on Halloween, I enjoy it. It hasn't always been a really great thing because there were kids, there were bullies in school, and they called me witch baby and goblin baby and demon girl and devil child and all kinds of other crazy things because of what like modern day society says that Halloween is all about. But I mean, I can't control the day I'm born on, so I'm just going to rock this birthday and just pretend that no one ever told me I was a devil child, because I'm not. So,
No.
But yeah, bullies are mean, and it's interesting that we should be talking about this, Bobby, because you know, that's one thing, that's one way that I sort of hide. Like I didn't even realize what you were trying to say there for a minute. Like, why are you going early? And I'm like, well, we had sound and it wasn't work. And you're like, no, hello. And I subconsciously was like, what is she talking about? And you're like, hello, it's your birthday. So like I know that that's a small example, you guys, but like, I mean, I should have been like showing up tonight, like, it's my birthday, everybody gets wet. But I've sort of like been sort of programmed to sort of like not talk about the fact that it's my birthday because it's Halloween and you know, and like so many people like to like bash Halloween and stuff. And so anyway, that's just one very real example of like subconsciously how we hide and we sort of fly below the radar and we try not to be seen and we want to just play small. So anyway, that's what self-sabotage is. And we're going to talk about how to not self-sabotage as adult survivors of child abuse, because we live differently. Like we have messages in our head that were ingrained in us from a very young age, and we live differently. We think differently until we work through our junk. And then once we work through our junk, then we're free of all of that. And we don't have baggage or drama, or I mean, I'm sure we still are going to have some baggage and drama, but we don't have the wrong thinking to the degree that we have wrong thinking if we haven't worked through our trauma. So that is all a big nutshell of what tonight is about. And I'm going to hand this over to your amazing co-host, Bobby Parrish, who has been manning the Twitter stream. And yes. I'm going to hand this over to her, and I'm going to come say hi to you guys really quick, and then we're going to jump into some content. So Thank you all for being here, and take it away, Bobby.
Well, I just wanted to say that Jack is reminding us that it was Liz who suggested the topic of self-sabotage. So thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz.
So this week's topic is brought to you by Liz.
Liz, who is a hairstylist in Florida. If you need your hair done and you live in Florida, you need to contact Liz Amoruso. So,
okay. So I'm going to issue a big old trigger warning for tonight's broadcast. We do discuss childhood abuse and specifically childhood sexual abuse. So if you're participating here live with us or you're watching a replay, please practice excellent self-care. If you're triggered, go ahead and shut things down and come back to them later. We want you to be watching the broadcast when you're calm and you're feeling okay, so that you can absorb all the information that you might need. If you're in crisis tonight, we encourage you to reach out to our friends at RAIN. That is the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network. They are available to survivors in the United States and Canada. They can be reached at 1-800-656-HOPE, HOPE. You can also reach them on their website, rain.org, RAINN.org. They have a 24-hour crisis chat feature on their website. If you're in the UK, you can reach out to the Samaritans, which is an amazing organization. They can be reached at 116-123. You can also email them at jo@samaritans.org. If you are in Australia, you can reach out to your National Crisis Hotline, which is 131114. Again, as Athena has stated, tonight's topic is self-sabotage. Now, it's not just survivors who self-sabotage. It's not something that we own the market on that one. But because of the nature of self-sabotage, which is to eliminate any good thing that's coming up, like maybe a job promotion, or you've always wanted a healthy relationship with a partner, you want stable finances, this whole plethora of good things, and you do something, or you think something, which sets you up for behaving in a certain way, that eliminates the chance that you're going to have those things happen. Say, for example, you want this wonderful job promotion, but in order to do the promotion, you have a job interview, and you procrastinate, and you don't show up for the interview until you're a half hour late. And of course, that sends the message that you're not serious about wanting the job, and you don't get the promotion. That's self-sabotage. And like I said, a lot of people can do that. The reason that we as survivors in particular can struggle with this is because fear is at the root of self-sabotage. It's just as simple as that, just fear. Now, what it's a fear of can vary from person to person. It could be a fear of failing. It could be a fear of success, right? Sometimes as survivors, we don't realize it, but we might be afraid of being successful. Because if you're successful in our heads, we think then we'll be seen. And if we're seen, we can't fly under the radar and be invisible. And we learned perhaps how to be invisible as children because we thought if we were invisible, and I thought if I was invisible, no one would see me and therefore I wouldn't get abused. Not right, but that's one of the things that I thought. I either had to be perfect or invisible. So if I couldn't be perfect, I had to be invisible. Neither one of them worked. I got abused anyway. But in my child's magical thinking, that's what I thought. Another thing that we could be fearful of is abandonment. Oftentimes you'll see this is why we may self-sabotage relationships, because we decide we're just going to push people away before they have a chance to abandon or reject us. Another fear could be happiness. And it's amazing to say that, but I really want you to think about whether or not you have a fear of happiness. I have clients who have told me before that they're afraid of being happy because they've never been happy before. And if they're happy and then they do something to screw it up, they'll lose it and they'll never get it back. And that feels so much more painful than not having it at all. So there's a variety of things that we can be afraid of. Judgment, we can be afraid of feeling more shame, abandonment, rejection, success, happiness. But whatever it is, fear is always at the root of self-sabotage. So that's what we're talking about tonight. We're going to be less on the Twitter stream tonight than we usually are because Athena has to head out to her birthday festivities. And we had tech gremlins because it's Happy Halloween, so of course we have to have tech gremlins. And they kept us from being on here on time. So I'm going to hop over and start with the one page. And then we will let
Hey, Bobby.
Hit me while I'm setting things up.
Okay, so while you're setting things up, I wanted you to know that Simi says that she was offered a full-time job making awnings for buildings, and it would have included a union. I'm assuming it's like a union position, and she balked at the job. So perhaps that was some sort of like self-sabotage or something, and I had similar things happen to me. And before we go into the screen share, Bobby, super quick, I wanted to remember to say this to everybody. You guys, Bobby and I never show up here pretending to have it all together and think that you guys are the ones that are broken and that we're all good. Because every single week, I still deal with self-sabotage. And one would deduce, if I were to say this happens every week, then maybe it happens every day. And the reason I know it happens every week is I tend to procrastinate, or I tend to be subconsciously fearful of showing up on camera and broadcasting my life and my childhood sexual abuse to the entire world in over 170 countries, which that's just so far. Like, I don't even know. I haven't checked the analytics in the last month and a half. But like, I'm just saying, Like, I still live with self-sabotage. We don't ever arrive at this. We're not ever here to pretend and tell you that we have it all figured out and that you just arrive one day and that you no longer self-sabotage. Boom, you're awesome, you're perfect, you're healed.
You're cured.
Yeah, you're cured, you're healed. Like, we don't ever say that that's the case, but it does not mean that we cannot put a plan in place and set ourselves up for success and do it less and have our fears show up less. So that's what we're here to do for you today, because Bobby is going to do a screen share right now, and we're going to go boom, 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 and go down the list, and we're going to help you with that.
Yes. So let's talk understanding education and a plan. So let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so here's our one page. If you'd like this, just go over to the nomorashameproject.com website. Click on downloadables and you have access to all of our one pages. The most recent ones are at the top, the oldest ones are at the bottom, and you could print them all off. You could print off just a few. You can print off none of them and just read them there on the computer. You have all kinds of options. Okay, so let's start from the top and move down. Self-sabotage is when we consciously or subconsciously engage in behavior or thinking which interferes with fulfilling our wants, needs, and or goals. And it's important to recognize that you could be doing this subconsciously. Now, you remember at the beginning of the broadcast when I was trying to prompt Athena to say it was her birthday, she wasn't consciously trying to avoid talking about her birthday. That's just the direction that her mind went at that particular time. So there may be ways that even I am self-sabotaging myself, but consciously I'm not really aware of it. But if you join a safe community, if you have safe friends, I guarantee that they might be able to help point out the ways that you self-sabotage. Okay, so examples of self-sabotaging behaviors are procrastination, self-destructive behaviors such as substance abuse, picking a fight with a partner or friend, failing to do our best on a project which could earn us the promotion of our dreams, or isolating ourselves at home rather than attending a social event we have been looking forward to attending. Sorry, I wrote that. That was a bad sentence. My grammar is niggling me there in the back of my mind. Sorry about that. Survivors of childhood abuse often struggle with self-sabotage because deeply ingrained fear and a lack of self-worth are at the root of most self-sabotaging behaviors. We as survivors of childhood sexual abuse often do not believe we are worthy of having good things, such as a job we want or a loving, healthy relationship. Our fear of abandonment may drive us to sabotage even healthy relationships before we can be rejected. A fear of feeling shame may keep us isolated at home or procrastinating on a task we are not sure we can do well. As survivors, we may also sabotage success because it risks being seen. And most survivors have used flying under the radar and staying invisible our whole lives to avoid potential abuse. Sadly, this is very common, especially when we take into consideration that nearly a quarter of our population is made up of survivors of sexual abuse. A surprising cause of self-sabotaging behavior, which is common among survivors, is a fear of happiness. Many of us have experienced so little joy in our lives. As a result, we're not sure we will, quote unquote, be good at it. And we very much do not want to obtain the elusive happiness we want, only to end up doing something to mess it up. Many survivors also subconsciously use self-sabotage to set up a self-fulfilling prophecy. To prove to ourselves that our false beliefs are true. For example, we may have been groomed to believe we were worthless or do not deserve to be loved. As abused children, we believe this lie, so we will now tend to self-sabotage new relationships. And the result of that is when the relationship destructs, we tell ourselves, see, you don't deserve a good relationship because they always fall apart. We can do the same kind of thing with a job we want, an educational goal, or even financial stability. And I think that self-fulfilling prophecies might be a topic we could do sometime to unpack that one.
Most definitely.
To stop ourselves from self-sabotaging, we can use these tips and strategies. Demystify fears and cultivate love. Eliminate the drive to self-sabotage by resolving the fears which feed the drive. For some of us, this might mean learning to love ourselves, resolving our fear of abandonment, or learning we don't deserve to be shamed about anything. Self-awareness. Develop awareness of your most common self-sabotaging behaviors. Accountability. Set goals and a plan for how you will reach the things you want. Find a safe person who will help you be accountable for following your plan to prevent you from sabotaging the things you want most in life. Commit to your own recovery because you are worth it. Tackle self-destructive behaviors such as addictions to drugs, alcohol, video games, shopping, people-pleasing, food, gambling, pornography, which are holding you back from being the best person you can be. Kick perfectionism and your inner critic to the curb. Bolster your self-compassion and self-acceptance. You don't need to be perfect to have good things. Everyone deserves good things, period. Don't be a lone ranger. Join in safe community with other survivors to practice eliminating self-sabotaging behavior from your life, and also to receive the support and encouragement you need. There is strength in numbers. Being in community with others who have lived your pain will help you feel stronger. We have organized virtual safe support communities where you can practice new skills and become adept at asserting healthy boundaries with toxic people. Ask us about getting plugged into a free online safe support group for survivors by clicking there. So if you go to this on the website, you will be able to click there and have that link take you to the process of how to sign up for one of our support groups.
Awesome. I have one announcement, Bobby, before we finish up.
Yep.
I'm not sure how much. I know that you have your normal screen shares to welcome everybody in and so forth.
Right. I'll do them after you leave.
Yeah. I have one announcement though, you guys. Oh, Bobby, if I stop the broadcast here, does it stop the whole broadcast, or do you have?
I'll stop it. I'll stop it when I'm done.
Okay, so I can just okay.
You can close. You can hit your X up in the corner.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I have one announcement, you guys. Before I go, I want you guys to remember that tomorrow begins No More Shame November. And it will be the third, yay, confetti. So this will be the third annual No More Shame November here on the No More Shame Project. And like we have every single year, we have a button for your blog. So back by popular demand, I'm gonna go ahead and find our, oh no, where did it go? It is not here. Hold on one second. I will get it, you guys. I will get it. Here we go. Oops, no. Tonight is just a comedy of errors, you guys. I had it pulled up and it was awesome. Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay. So I'm so excited to show everybody our button.
It's hard to believe that this is the third one. 3 years.
The third annual. Can you believe it, Bobby? Oh my goodness.
I know.
So exciting. So exciting. Okay, so let me see if I can bring it up now. Okay, you guys.
Yes.
Okay, screen share. Yay, here we go. Okay. Can you see the No More Shame Project website, Bobby?
I can.
Awesome. Okay, so here you are on our No More Shame Project website, which I know that you guys had let me know that tonight's broadcast isn't working on the website tonight, and I totally understand it's not going to. But I want to direct you to this little dealie over here, this little button. See where it says welcome, start here, and then every week you guys click here. But here there is a button that says No More Shame November, and the very first little line, the little clickable item on this drop-down menu is 2016 No More Shame November. And if you click it, you will be brought to, back by popular demand, grab our button for your blog. And it just says, I support No More Shame November 2016. And here's our teal survivor ribbon. And this is our hashtag NMSN16, No More Shame November 16, and the ones from years prior, we have NMSN14, that was our blog roundup, and then we had an NMSN15, and here we are with the third year in a row that we have our No More Shame November. So this is 150 by 150 for the small little sidebars. Also, feel free to come down here if you want, you guys, and get the vector or the print ready and then size it. If you have some techie skills or you know a graphic designer, you'll be able to get the print ready or the vector graphic here, the PDF that you can put into Photoshop and resize it. But like, for instance, this is a 1200 by 1200 if you want to do a special like on your blog, like I know a lot of people did like a feature on their blog where they talked about No More Shame November or, you know, the survivor community. And then this is usually the most popular size, the 300 by 300. So I wanted to just bring you guys here and let you know it's here. And the way you get it is you right click and then you save image as, okay? And then there you go. It'll say 300 by 300. And you'll be able to save it to your desktop or wherever, and then you can use that as your avatar. You can, whatever it is that you would like to do. But this is when we raise the most awareness this is when we do the most advocacy and raise awareness about the adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse community during the month of November usually. And then you'll notice on our website, Bobby, I forgot to change it, but it's a little part there, it's a little area that says annual anthology. And we've only published 1 year's anthology because we didn't realize how much work it was going to be. Not that we're afraid of hard work, but we were the editors and we were the publishers and we were the people that were vetting all of the stories, and we were also authors, and we were doing everything, and we didn't realize at the time that we would have such an interest and that it would take up so much time. And then so we did, and we published the first year, and then the second year came around, and interestingly we didn't get as many submissions. We just didn't. And then we got picked up by a publisher, and then something happened with the publisher, and they ended up going like closing their doors, and their publishing label is somewhere else now, or it's whatever happened to Book Trope, Bobby?
It just went out of business.
Okay. So that's kind of like where we're at. We have some emails waiting in our email box that were sent, 2, 3, 4 weeks or even months ago from you guys asking about the annual anthology. And I just want to let you know that someday we will publish another anthology, but it's just not happening right now because we're launching our group coaching, which is something that everybody has been wanting, and Bobby has already been sort of spearheading that and taking that on, and we're going to be adding to that. And is there anything else you wanted to let everybody know, Bobby, before you do the screen shares and stuff?
No. Next week, though, I have a list of topics, but I wasn't sure which one we had picked for next week. I have addictions. Do you know which one we're doing next week?
I can't remember for some reason which one we're doing next week. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
We'll figure it out.
We will. We will. We always do.
Yeah. So Maggie, we'll make sure we let you know what next week's topic is. And you guys, thank you again for all of the birthday wishes, and thank you for the birthday cards, and thank you for the birthday messages and greetings and tweets. And I have not been on Facebook. Word has it, a little birdie named Dominique, tweet, told me that there's a surprise for me on Facebook, but I have purposely avoided Facebook all day because I'm reading all of my birthday cards tonight, and then I'm going to open Facebook tonight, and I'm going to allow myself to be showered with birthday love when I'm at dinner with my husband and after I get home from dinner. So that's kind of like my plan. I don't know why. I was just saving it all up for like that moment. So Bobby, thank you for spending my birthday evening with me.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome. It's always a joy.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for each of you guys also. Thank you so much for being here and spending my birthday with me. And I'm sorry that we had so many tech issues on this particular video. If this is your first time tuning in, they're not always this discombobulated and unprofessional. They're just not. Many of them, we have hundreds of hours of video on our YouTube channel, and many of them are very professional and very helpful, and hopefully the topic resonated with you. And we love bringing you everything you need for healthy, informed trauma recovery. I'm Athena Moberg. This is Bobby Parrish. We will be back here again, as always, next week for a live Q&A. And if you missed tonight's downloadable one-page resource, you can get it by going to one of our websites, either traumarecoveryuniversity.com or nomoreshameproject.com. And then you just look for a tab that says downloadables, and you can get complimentary access to our entire library of downloadable one-page resources for free because you're an awesome survivor. So thank you so much. I'm gonna go finish getting ready for do my makeup and stuff for my birthday, and I look forward to seeing you guys hopefully tomorrow at Sex Abuse Chat, although I'm like eyeball deep in house projects. So if I'm not at Sex Abuse Chat tomorrow, I'll probably stop by and say hi regardless. But I'll see you next week at CSAQT, and then again here for a live Q&A. Thank you so much, Bobby, for
You're welcome.
For everything and for taking over and for handling everything. All right. Love you guys.
Bye, birthday girl.
Bye.
Okay. Let's look at ways that you can connect with Athena and I. Okay. Here we go. Oh, let's make this bigger. Okay, so ways to contact us. You can email us. I'm at bobbylparrish@gmail.com. Athena is at athenamobergspeaking@gmail.com. Our joint email address is nomoreshameproject@gmail.com. You can interact with us on Twitter. I am Bobby L. Parrish. Athena is Athena Moberg, and Trauma Recovery University is Trauma Recovery U, and the capitals don't matter. You can watch all of our videos on YouTube, Roku TV, we have our own channel there, and on Google+, just do a search for Trauma Recovery University and it will pop right up. You can follow us on Facebook. We have an account for Trauma Recovery University. I have my professional page, Bobby Parrish Coaching and Consulting, and then my personal page, which is Bobby Parrish. Athena has her professional page, which is Athena Moberg Speaking, and then she has her personal page, which is Dawn Athena Moberg. You can watch all of our videos 24/7, 365 at bit.ly/Trauma Recovery you. And those capitals do matter because Bitly likes capitals and Twitter doesn't care. And then the last screen share is how you can connect with us in safe community every week. We have 3 ways that you can do that on Twitter and several on Facebook as well. As Athena mentioned earlier, we have 3 Twitter chats every week. The first one is Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and that is using the hashtag, hey, look, my Dropbox is full. I love it when things pop up when I'm screen sharing. Hashtag CSAQT, which stands for Child Sexual Abuse Question Time. And that is, again, at 10 a.m. Pacific and 6 o'clock in the evening over in the UK. And then there is the Twitter chat joint video broadcast that if you're watching us live, you're participating in right now. That hashtag is No More Shame. And it is at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and Tuesdays at 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK. And then the original sex abuse chat, started by Rachel Thompson and myself, is at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK. If you would like to join one of our Facebook groups, we would ask that you follow these 4 steps. It is the simplest way for us to get you plugged in. So head on over to Facebook, like the Trauma Recovery University page, send friend requests to both Athena and I, and then wait for one of us to accept your friend request, or both of us, and then send that person a message which says, I'd like to heal in safe community, or something similar to that. I'd like to join one of your support groups. We will connect with you. We will ask you some questions if we don't already know you from Twitter or Facebook or a live event, because we want to make sure that you are safe to let into one of our support groups. We have had people who are predators or family members of survivors who are in our support groups want to have access, and we need to be able to rule those people out. So please don't be offended. If we want to ask you some questions, it's just to assure the safety of our group members. And then we will place you in one of our support groups, and we will post a greeting, an introduction, so everyone will know you're there and they can say hello. So that's it. That is our presentation about self-sabotage this week. And I am Bobby Parrish, and Athena Moberg has left us on the way to her birthday. And we will see you next week at the same time, same place, and hopefully without tech gremlins. Okay, good night, everybody. We'll see you later.